Welcome, 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 my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful family over at Elevate Trading. How are you? What's up, Chelsea? Glad you can make it in here. It's about to be a good little take for us. Cover some Bitcoin, some Ethereum, Litecoin, some 4X. Let's see what we can uncover. See if there's any money-making opportunities being made. Seems like our previous few calls, few moves have been played out pretty well. Hope you took those plays. So with that, let us begin. Let me lower this music in the background and or pause it. I'll actually pause it because sometimes it makes my fucking computer lag. I don't like that shit. So exit out of that. Get the Bitcoin rolling out of here. Got this fucking exited out. Okay. Damn, that's a little too quiet. It's a little too quiet. Give me a second. Give me a second. Okay. We'll start with Bitcoin. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, transition. Full screen. Okay, so last time we talked was kind of a long time ago. I think it was like up here. So this is 16th, 17th, so 18th. Yeah, like the 15th. Somewhere in this area, right? Is that Thursday? Which was, it was up here. Damn, it was 13th. So, if you took my trade, which was probably, I think it was Thursday, I did say that we were anticipating a possible, that move, so that you possibly got into the top. Congratulations. I did, but unfortunately closed here first, and then I re-entered a short here, and then again, I then again closed down here. So, with that, what is left for Bitcoin in the coming days? We'll also cover some high time frame charts, but actually let's start with the high time frame because I think that's most important here. moving forward. I think this is now in for sure. That's not that. This is this. Okay, on the highest degree time frame, this is good for us. What's happening right now is good, okay? And it's healthy. And it's what's expected. Things just don't go up forever. And we all know that. So, on the highest degree time frame, I am a believer that this is all one move. But previously, about 3 months ago or 2 months ago or something like that, I initially had us saying that this was all entire one move and this was entire one move. But based on the extension this took, from this low, this high to this high, this low to this high to this low to this high, it far exceeded what I would deem, well, what not I would deem, but the rules for my preferred style of analysis, which is Elliott Wave. It far exceeded the 161 extension as depicted here. Therefore, this cannot be labeled as any sort of corrective structure held within the confidence of itself. So that made me move my pivot line to this point here. And so from this exact point, to me, it is quite obvious that we have made a 5-wave rise with a double extension in both 3 and 5, to a point where you could actually label 3 and 5 internally on a higher degree time frame, unlike wave 1, where wave 1's all just one move. So there's a double extension in both 3 and 5. That is very bullish in regards to what we're going to look into moving forward. And the reason for that is because since I assume this is one entire move, that means that I'm also assuming this is all one entire move, right? Well, since this is a 5-wave structure, that means it's missing some things, right? Because if this is going to be, any sort of ending move, it has to come out in a certain ways. If this is, again, one move, because then this is, again, the second move. So, since this is a second move, there's only a few illogical things that are going to happen from this point, right? 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or this is all one move, and this is starting to be another move in the other direction, which is bullish. From this high, sorry for all this writing. We don't really need it anymore, so I guess I would delete it. Everything's quite taken for right now. So I'm gonna exit these. Exit that too. Exit that as well. Sorry, I have some fucking shorts a little closer than I think is gonna be useful, so I took them off the burn. Anyways, we'll talk about that later. Anyways, so since I think, and I'm a pretty firm believer that this is one entire move to the downside, we're missing some things here. And since we're missing some things here and we made a 5-wave rise, the only things that could happen is if we do that, which this depicts a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is 100% logical, or we go A, B, C, which in both of them, in my opinion, are both very bullish to me. The way the market looks around, everywhere, alts, news with like fundamentals and stuff like that. Some coins again looked at with like partnerships, etc., etc. Ethereum 2.0, all this stuff. It's very bullish fundamental news, and so I'm one to say that since we extended from this low to this high, we are for sure going to at least make a 1-to-1 of this move at some point. By the looks of it, this level, this area is probably going to be, in my opinion, the no judgment, the no crossing zone. If we're going to inherently be extremely inherently bullish, it lines up pretty well to the golden box retrace too, coincidentally. And if we look, if we take our maxed assume point, which is at the bottom of the golden box, A 1-to-1 still takes us to 12,400, which is that's really good, you know? I'm a pretty firm believer, too, that we're going to get a 1-to-1, at least at a bare minimum. With the max extension, in my opinion, being a 1.618. Can it happen? Yes. Will it happen? Do I believe it happened? Not really. I'm honestly one to think that once this structure completes, we're going to end up nearing or hitting the 161, the DCB extension, which is here depicted in purple. Just the way, you know, I just really feel like once this level here is broken, it's going to fly up to this point. And then the news will start talking about like Bitcoin and everything in regards to cryptocurrency at this point. And that's when the top will be signaled. As S&P will probably happen on a higher time frame, and then this will come down. This will end up being a giant ABC flat, and so forth. That's the way I depict at this point. Alterations to this are hard to find. Like in regards to like this being a significant top, and this is coming down to break this low. Very difficult. The only one I can find is if you're depicting this one move, this, an A, and a B of some sort, and a C, which would mean this is an A, B, C, which this structurally does not make sense. So I cannot say this is an expanded running flat until levels are broken, and I am truly convinced and proven that this is that. And what would make me convinced is kind of simple to understand, but very difficult to pick up on the charts when you're just looking at it without having someone to really point it out to you. And it is all based on this structure here. This structure made many pivots, right? Many pivots. There's a pivot there. There's a pivot there. There's a pivot there. There's a pivot right here, right? There's many pivots on the way up. There's even a pivot right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pivots, right? So the way I understand patterns, and what patterns, the more the impulsively or trending pattern is complexity and the time duration of which pivots are broken. And this is essentially taking exactly what value range theory is and applying it to every part of the chart. And it is very useful in understanding the larger degree trends. And so if you study value range theory and you already have a kind of a good grasp on it, you can already kind of see where I'm going with this. If we break this pivot in less time and complexity than it took to get from this point to that high that took to make that pivot, then we'd have to assume that the current trend's stronger than the trend that took to that point, and thus is the trending trend. It's the actual trend that's happening. And the more pivots it breaks and the faster it does, the more likely it is going to be that is the current trend, and it is impulsively trending in that direction. So, as for example, let's dive into it a little bit further. Let's get all this writing off. In my opinion, from this pivot here, the complexity it took to rise from here to this high, and there's another high there. Remember, there's a high somewhere in there, right there. So let's label that. It's fairly similar in complexity and time. Time-wise, it actually maybe more takes on more time than this. So this is why I believe that this is only part of the correction, regardless of what happens. Only part of the correction. I believe that no matter what happens, due to what I'm studying here, because this, from this high point to this low point, has done so, in my opinion, similar or less complexity, but definitely faster time. You can see it from this point to that point, to this point to this point. Definitely in less time means that the current trend, this is the current impulsively moving trend, and therefore we understand that if it's only going to be the first move of the trend, it's going to be either one or two things: a 3-wave move or a 5-way move. Right? And so this is why no matter what, I believe that this is going to be like this and like this. Then at this point, we'll be led to like figure out the complexity of things on lower time frames to figure out where time and price will go at that point to see just how far and low we'll go. If we are going to trend how I'm assuming we're going to trend, we're going to trend sideways. We can delete all this stuff. No need for all this stuff real quick. Hold on. Delete that, delete that, delete that, delete that. I guess I'm still bullish on it. Sorry, get rid of all this mess. If you know anything about a correction, it should take at least a 1-to-1 of the time that the impulse has taken within a 1/3 time frame constraint that we look for systematic algos. Therefore, the minimum time we could assume that this is going to correct for is here. So, this is how long I think that we're going to go sideways for. Or, not necessarily sideways, but how long we'll trend non-impulsively. So we could do that. We could clear that high, but we'll still move in regards to the entire trend. It'll be sideways and corrective of this move here. Depending how high this move goes and how long it takes will determine how low I'm going to shoot our targets for here. The faster time it takes to rise and the quicker it does and the less high or like less price it goes, the lower my targets would be, obviously. Right? The longer it takes and the higher it goes, then obviously I'd be probably looking for more of a flat correction like this. It's really unknown what will happen at this point, but the way I study price and time is very simple. Since this, we're just going to use value range theory. Simple as that. Since this broke this pivot in less time, not necessarily complexity, subjective at this point, we're just going to use the rules. If it stays under the 618 of this move down, that means that we have a very high chance that this is actually a reversal. And especially if we do that, stay underneath that 618 or 68 while putting in a flat. I'll fix that right now. Just give me a second. If we could do that, that hits basically our checks for a reversal, which that is here. So I'm sorry, I'm not really telling you where we're going with it, but we keep stepping down. If you notice, we come up from a high time frame. We're slowly going lower, lower, lower until we get our intraday play, which I'll share with us right now. I'm just trying to tell you how I'm trying to break things out on every single level, and so forth. I also have not opened a chat box, which I'm going to right now. Oh shit! Give me a. Hold on. Where is my drink? My drink. Give me a second. I'm quite parched. No, I have to drink this stupid shit, or else I won't get strong. Okay. So, using value range theory, we understand that this has taken less time to get from that pivot to this pivot. Because to make this pivot, it's taken this. Because this alone wouldn't be a pivot. This to that makes a pivot. All of this makes a pivot. You know, it has to have some significance in regards to touches. With just basically one touch on it, it's not a pivot. Multiple touches like this, and that, that's a pivot. So based on value range theory, we could use this understanding of structure to figure out where price is going to go and where it should go. If we do what we say and make it flat or some corrected pattern underneath the 6-8 of the current move down, we know that there's a high chance, and probably the most logical chance and logical trade would be to the downside, because there's a high chance it's going to be a true reversal. not necessarily like a reversal all the way down to the depths of hell to 5,000 or something like that, but a reversal at least stating that this is going to be corrected, because the upper pivot of it has been 100% corrected in passing value range theory checks. Well, not 100%, but hinted towards. So with this understanding, we can now dive into the smaller time frame and start to see if we have any intraday plays. If you're in my group, which you should be, because I didn't share this anywhere else. Well, some people might have like an alert set. So if you do have an alert set, so for when our notifications set when I go live, fucking thank you. You're awesome. You're amazing. So, in my opinion, yeah, I'm just gonna stick with what I had originally. I really like this ABC. A, clear 3-wave B, right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3-wave B, A, 3-wave B. By the way, if you studied my how to master a expanded or running flat, this you would have gotten it on this trade. Both at the high, you would have knew that this was a high chance short to the low side, and you would have gotten it on that long. All based on that understanding. Literally hit all our checks for that. Pretty cool. So I'm thinking this still until proven otherwise. And since we put in a to this point running flat, we're kind of pressed on how high we could go to the top side. You fucking... I don't know why it's so hard to do it like that. Oh, I know why. I don't know. Yes. Okay. So essentially it's there. Based on Elliott wave, if my Elliott wave or Elliott wave is going to be correct, the highest we could go is here. And still be bearish. Which is cool, because that also lines up with the weekly open, which is a very, very good place to place a short, in my opinion. You have all this confluence, a broken down pivot, and the upper range of that pivot just above or just in that area of interest. You have a secondary pivot area on this downtrend that also aligns with an extension. We can't assume that price can go across, meaning that it's a very good risk reward if price gets near it. And which happens, in my opinion, will kind of co-align with a trend line there. While also lining up with a weekly open. I'll show you weekly open right now. So I'm still with this idea. The unfortunate thing is this could be A, B, C right here, and we're done. This is the high, and we go down. Or this could be 1, 2, 3, 4, and actually get us to our target. Which I think I would like this the most, because it'll get everybody FOMOing, and then this will send it to the depths of hell. We're going to assume simplicity before we assume complexity. So this is the most simplest form, this correction you take, which would be a 3, 3, 3. A simple 3, 3, 3, or a simple 3, 3, 5. If we're going to take out more complexity, I would assume this would happen. Oh, shit. Shit. Make a bigger running flat or expanded flat, and then send it to the depths of hell again for an actual impulse to move to the downside. Invalid if we break So we won't reach these upper range targets if we break 9,650 first. If we break that level first, we're going down. If we go like this, we're going down. Stay above that, I think we're going to hit our targets. Reject. My first target's a 1-to-1 of this current move. Well, in my opinion, it's 5-way move to the upside, which is approximately 9,866. That's my target 1. My ultimate target being this 9,920 to 9,950 level. And I'm looking for a good short in that range as well, with my stop just in this area right here. Nice nose. That's awesome. That's sick as fuck. I was busy all fucking day. I couldn't do that shit. I'm weak. So yeah, this is what we're going to be trading. This is what we're assuming is going to happen. Invalid underneath that. We're looking to exit our longs in this area. Scalp longs, whatever you want to deem them. Look for shorts in this area. Stop. I'll say just right above that axis point here of this upward trend line and the current downward trend line. And we'll see where it goes from there. Make sure to set orders to close your long. You've gotten that long. I definitely have orders to set closed. Watch this trend line to break. I think that will have some fireworks to happen. And now let's go to. That's basically all I want to tell you guys. I mean, we can talk about. There's no real point to talk about it. That's what we believe. Fuck the weekly into. Actually, well, no. We're gonna actually pop it up real quick. Hold on. I'm not gonna throw on the chart. Let's just do this. Okay, that's all I wanted to see. I was like, where's the daily open? Daily open's right here. I am bullish into the weekly open. That's literally what my target. Right there. Then send it back down. Look how clean this price action is. Someone may say it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can see that. If that is the case, then this will be this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this will be A, B, C. Which is essentially the same thing, but I just messed up and moved it. I assumed too little complexity. But this is my levels chart. This is what I'm assuming just based on pure levels. I deem important. That's what I assume. We cleared the low of the weekly, so we're going to now test the open again. And if we could break above the open, then that proves that this is just an SFP of the weekly low, and we're going to actually test the weekly high, which is up here. If we reject the weekly open, then we're going to assume the weekly low is going to be taken out again, and we're going to aim for the monthly open here. Simple as that. And our final chart to look at is our Chevy chart for Bitcoin. We're going to do this with Bitcoin too. Chevy had a clear buy signal. Not yet on the just straight B's, but so far had a bottom call. Have breaking over the 13 or the 55 and the 100, 10. I think some fireworks will happen if we break that 10 here, that 110 here. We got some pretty nasty divergences forming, so you gotta watch out for them. This was 0, 1, 2. This was X. We have now touched and tapped X. Now, do we break it or let's see what happens after that point? You know, since there's a divergence between these points, we got 0, 1, 2. X is here. If we break this pivot here on the downside and start consolidating underneath it, then we have to assume that the uptrend's over and we're going to come down to the downside based on value range theory and this divergence being seen here. Let's talk about ETH, because ETH is interesting me and I was kind of trying to digest it. Depending on what happens here is what will really get me to believe what's going to actually unfold. So far this move from the lows on ETH is very, very strong, and it makes me believe that we're still not trending to the downside, unlike Bitcoin where I still believe we're going to trend to the downside. If we end up consolidating like this on ETH, I'm one to say that this here was a truncation. This here was wave 1. This is 2. This is 3. This is 4. And this is 5. And 5 will extend like a motherfucker. I know, I saw that post. Which is, dude, Chevy is so solid. I don't know why people don't trust him more. I use it as confluence to my ideas all the fucking time. If Chevy's against me, I don't feel confident. And this will turn into this, look. Flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Subjective though until we see what happens here. I mean, it works perfectly for WXY, so WXY. Nearly perfect with the WXY, nearly. Y is a little extended in time. This could also go to here and be an ABC. And this is a WXY. Like that. We're an ABC, whoops. Yeah, our indicators are pretty fucking solid. Like, I guarantee you could just make a simple strategy and just have a really good risk management system, and just strictly follow the rules based on your system based on the indicator, and you'll be really fucking profitable. Let's look at this. Let's look at some divergences in the 4 hour. What I like here. We're bound. Notice how even though we broke the bear range on the SRSI level, notice how got lucky there. I almost dropped my fucking drink. Notice how the middle line and the fast line or short line are still bullishly trending. Still very bullishly trending. It is not a possible or true bearish trend until we break these lines here. Like here, we broke it kind of there, and then we rejected the high range, and then this was signified 100% bear range because we broke underneath it for sure, along with SRSI doing the same thing. Hinted it there, almost confirmed it there, 100% confirmed it there. And so on this side, there's no confirmation of that bear range. There's a hint towards it because SRSI broke it, but no confirmation based on those lagging indicators that I've chose for us. And we also have a pretty good divergence here. We got a 0, we got a 1, and we got a 2, with X probably being somewhere up in here, which is already shown to be right here. So this is X, 0, this is 1, or this is 1, X somewhere around here. So we've already hit X in less time and complexity than it's taken to get down there. It's very clearly depicted. Right, from this point here, the point that started divergence, which is way the fuck down here. The point that started divergence from there to that high to here, what has taken less complexity to get to the same points? Well, we haven't even got to that point. Not even close. So we have to assume that this is still part of a correction at this point, until levels are broken. We can get here to right here. This is a 1, 2, 3. So we can't go, reject here somewhere, break down, and then it'll confirm this divergence at that point, because then it did break. It did at least break to the pivot in the same complexity and time duration that it took to make it. But it'll have to do it like pretty soon. But I do not believe this. I honestly do believe we're gonna trend sideways on the ETH at this point, just because how viciously and how sharp we have risen up when initially we should have just been making more of a bearish structure here. Chevy 4 hour is hinting of strength, not hinting. It's showing strength. Not Chevy, fucking SRSI. With that. So yeah, I just really think that ETH could. Look at the daily real quick. Damn, daily hit a 90 SRSI. And that is exactly why we wanted to short that. Exactly why we did short it. I'm going to be interested in ETH once that daily divergence happens right there. Pretty close. Come up, come down, get below that point, have that daily divergence between here and there. Send it to the highest. Target a 1-to-1, which is about 500 some. Or higher, to be honest with you. Oh, 414. And for lower time frames, for ETH, it's kind of weird because this to me is clearly an ABC, or this is all held within itself, and this is the impulse. And if that's the case, then this is the A, this is the B, and this is C, and this is actually going to come up even higher than I anticipated, and this will probably get moved to here. So far, though, I think this is a to me, this looks like an ABC to me. A, B, C, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Unfortunately, this 5 could keep extending, but this is what it looks like to me. We're getting SRSI. Get some pretty good divergences forming between this point and this point. Blue line starting to cross under. Yeah, I think this is what we're going to go with for ETH. I think we're still trending up for ETH. In regards to we're going to break the high, unlike Bitcoin. I don't think that Bitcoin's going to do that. Depending on how we get here, obviously if we break the high there, then I'm going to assume like a running flat. If we stay here, then I'm assuming a regular flat, come down to there, And then we'll see at that point, you know. Let's go to Litecoin. Same thing as Litecoin. This is like an A, B, C with a truncation or some sort, or maybe it's just a W, X, Y, and this is your flat here. Or that's an ABC. Litecoin was like a little bit more in jeopardy because the time it took to get from here to here to here to here, it's a lot less, and the angle, you can just see the angle is a lot sharper here. So I'm thinking Litecoin has a chance to have a pretty decent correction to a point where people might get a little scared. This is what it looks like. I'm saying this for Litecoin. Invalid over 78.84. This looks horrible. I'll be lots to clear for divergence. And since we're red, oh, we're actually green now. Wow, turn green. Yep, I'm with this for Litecoin. Are you serious? That's nuts, dude. I didn't know that. Yep, $79. We're at the level of no crossing. This is like an ABC for the mother of God. Yeah, no change for Litecoin. Yep, I knew it. Ugh. I was like, this didn't look like a pattern. Okay, I got you. Damn, ETH, BTC is straight pumping. The crazy thing is like the complexity of that to that is still not enough for me. Like, I honestly feel like this could be this. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'd be crazy. Oops. Look at that hidden bull right there. Nasty, straight nasty hidden bull. Send it. Yeah, ETH BTC looks pretty fucking bullish. Let's look at the extensions now. Wow. We're at the 161 extension right now. So that means that if we break over this, that means that this entire structure is no longer corrective. And this is probably wave 1. 1, and this will be 2, and this will be 3, and this will be 4, and this is going to be 5. And this is actually a truncation of some sort of pattern that I just missed on this, on that structure there. And it's, maybe it's like a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 there. With this being an A, B, C, D, E. Weird triangle type thing, and this is running flat. And this is the final 5th wave, and this actually breaks up for a new impulse of move and structure to the upside. I don't know, it's pretty crazy. What's crazy about this is that I called this pattern on September 9th or September 30th. I was like, this low here is gonna be the low until this high is gonna be broken again. And what happened? That's exactly what happened. I just did not expect it to go this high. I honestly thought it was gonna stop like right here, right at the base. Pretty crazy. I would assume the high is closer than not. So don't be buying ETH BTC, but also don't be just shorting any fucking level. It has to have some confluence. I wouldn't be necessarily shorting ETH BTC unless some levels are broken on a lower time frame, like an hourly pivots and stuff like that. Although this does look like a clear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and truncation, or this slight clear at the top, and this has a high chance of going down. For like an intraday trader, this is actually a really good setup. For like a high time frame trader, it's a terrible setup because it could mean it to keep blasting off through. The way we're consolidating XTC makes me believe that this is internally held, and we're just actually gonna still pump. This is all 1, 2. This can be 3. I wonder why. I wonder what's holding the price up like this so bullishly. Let me check what you posted up in East. Noza. Interesting. Yeah, that's very interesting about the scam and scheme. XTD is bullish until proven otherwise, I guess. Okay, this could be like a weird WXYXZ. And this is 1, 2, 1, 2. This is what's so hard about these coins, like these coins that are fairly new and don't have a lot of price action. Because it's hard to depict because we're gonna be in a bull run now. It's hard to like. How do you know that? It's hard to know that. But I could see this with, you know, if it has some good fundamentals behind it, backing it. I don't know anything about XTZ though. Didn't quite get as high as I anticipated, but it did exactly what we anticipated. From that high, we did clear from this low, we did clear that high one more time, but we just didn't get where we wanted it to. If you took that trade though, congratulations, it's a very solid trade. XTC, ETC. Pretty hefty divergence there. I'm still one to say this does this though. At least. And then maybe this, and then maybe that, and then maybe that. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see what XTC does. But for now, I think we're doing this trending down to the downside. So I forgot there's one I need to check here. It's lend. It fooled me. This could possibly be a diagonal now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 diagonal, and this actually goes down like this. I want a good level to enter lend, damn it. What's Bitcoin Cash? I forgot what I said about Bitcoin. All I know is I said we didn't want to be longing it. And the short was probably more prominent, which was exactly what happened. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This also could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is A, B, C. To me, no matter what happens here, this has one more leg to the downside. At least. This can be the high now. This comes to the downside now, or we could trend a little sideways, but at the end of the day, we'll still do that and make it flat and to the downside. Leave me alone. Doing pretty good on our time so far. Started a little late, so I didn't start. I started at 8:30. Sorry, someone texted me. Okay. 4X. Wow, gold didn't do what we thought. Gold played us. This is like an ABC now. Oh, that's what it does. You whore. How dare you not play what I thought do what I thought you do. All I know is that this entire thing looks corrective for me. And I'm only going to be shorting the top and longing the bottom until until it's broken. This looks like a short A, B, C. Maybe this is a W, X, Y. And you get either that or this is a true reversal. To me, that's a really good opportunity there. Wow, look at that divergence that was shown there. Pretty crazy. That's good. Yep. I'm with this though. Not exactly sure what's gonna happen anymore in a high time frame of gold. How long it's been taking sideways, but I'm assuming this is 1 and 2 for now. Until proven otherwise. Proving otherwise is breaking over that high. DXY. I think DXY fooled us again. Oh my god, so close to my stop. This all looks corrected. There's no way I could assume this is impulsive. I'm still assuming short. A, B, C. We got a kick-ass sell signal on the 4-hour. We had a kick-ass sell signal here. Let's see what happened. We had it here. We saw what happened. We had it here. We saw what happened. We had it here. We saw what happened. Had it here. Saw what happened. Not to be ignored on the 4-hour. Euro USD. Again, I'm not interested in Euro USD until we hit this lower parallel. I'm assuming we bounce soon for at least a reset bounce, like at least that. Maybe this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, I am with that 100%. Okay. That's nuts. I'm very interested in NZD USD. This all looks like a correction. Very interested in this. Invalid underneath the 63679. Yep, I'm with this. Initial impulse to the downside, A or WXY. Secondary impulse to the downside, completing the flat shown here. Break over this, and I'm really bullish. I think we reject this trend line still and go to the downside again, so don't be longing to the uppermost parallel. Think flat first. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm with this. USD okay. So far, it's doing what we were thinking. Continuously trending to upside. We just put in a hidden divergence, and I think we're going to end up clearing this high, which will complete our pattern here, and therefore look for shorts on NZD. I'm at USD NOK. On the highest degree. Doesn't look too bearish. Let's see what happens though. I'm with the short though. Oh shit. I'm still with this. Okay, I don't think this made a. Let's see here. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm with this. I'm with this. Actually, a lot. I'm thinking of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C. Invalid underneath 1.29496. That's what I believe. So, did we cover everything? Okay, I think we did. Yep, I think we did. So if you can think of anything I missed or usually covered I didn't cover today, please tell me real quick and I'll cover it before we get out of here. Because if not, I'm going to do what we usually do, and that is raise the volume back up, transfer over most of the charts in about 5 damn minutes. And if I don't get asked any questions or requests, I will get us out of here. Okay? So let's put on some beautiful, beautiful music. And we'll start transitioning out here. Again, I appreciate all you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Even though this was just a members only, I appreciate y'all tuning in because I know not all my members could be attentive all the time. So I appreciate y'all who are always there for me here. So let's get this questions rolling. All right, my friends and my friends and my friends and my family. I am going to get out of here. Appreciate everybody coming in and tuning in tonight. And thank you for being patient with me as I felt like complete shit yesterday and I couldn't do anything. So, thank you. We'll go ahead and tune in tomorrow as our scheduled time as usual. And this time will be more public and we'll get some other people to join in on YouTube and also Twitter and etc. etc. So when I post my link tomorrow, I'd appreciate if every single one of you would just retweet it. You never know who else will tune in. At the end of the day, all I want is more people to find the value in the content that I stream for you guys. So I would appreciate that. So again, with that, this has been your boy Satoshi Motherfucking Heavy, and I appreciate all y'all tuning in. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. So make sure you hit the likes, the thumb up, drop a comment. And I would appreciate that. So with that, catch me tomorrow, same time as usual, 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. We'll get it popping off with another dose of crypto. Okay, this wasn't a dose of crypto. This was just some crypto, but it was a dose for y'all. Anyways, everybody have a great night. Peace the fuck out. See you tomorrow.
Spread your wings with Big Bird Radio.
Shoe sole.